Merry Christmas, boys and girls. It's your boy, Johnny Star, back again. It's the holiday season, and I'm back with a Christmas video. And just like the last one, this is going to be a celebration of the year for content creators. 2023 was an exciting year to make stuff on the platform. Any platform, really. Except for the titty one. Except for the boob one, like the boob one that's not supposed to be a boob one. There is so much stuff I want to celebrate with you guys, but I don't want to do it alone. Just like last year, I brought some friends along the way to spread some Christmas cheer and to have a bit of a year in review. Celebrate all the great things we've done this year, some self-reflecting, and talk about what the true meaning of being a content creator was in 2023. So sit back, relax, drink some hot cocoa, and enjoy this Christmas present to you, the creators out there. This is Johnny Star's Christmas special featuring these guys.
Hey, Johnny.
What's good, Johnny?
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Yo, what up, Johnny? Appreciate you having me up here.
So last year, the structure of the video was a little different, kind of loosey-goosey, but this time I want a little more organization. This time we're going to be going over 5 major aspects that I think played a really big role in being a good content creator this year. And as we do that, we're going to be going over testimonies from my guests today. So let's go ahead and start with the number one thing that I think is the most important to remember as a content creator, no matter what you're doing, is hard work and progress. Here's the thing. Anyone's going to tell you when you're starting out on YouTube or really anywhere, no matter what idea you come up with, no matter what angle you want to approach it with, the number one thing is going to come down to the work. You gotta do the work. You're going to be the only one uploading, processing, developing, creating, everything that goes into the stuff that you make. It's honestly going to be all on you. And you got to be willing to put in the time and energy if you really want your stuff to pop off. And as you continue that process, you're gonna start progressing. You're gonna get better and better.
How do you feel you've progressed from last year? Tough question.
In terms of script writing, editing, and thumbnail design, I feel there's a noticeable improvement from last year, and that's something I'm proud of.
Well, I started a whole new channel, so that's cool. I've also been uploading consistently, which has always been a challenge for me. That's leaps and bounds better from not creating anything at all like last year.
Compared to what I've been doing last year, I decided to branch away from reviewing stuff and instead making videos that I really wanted to make because I felt like I had something I genuinely needed to say.
I think I've progressed a lot farther in certain aspects in my content. Like, for example, I finally understand a little bit how YouTube works, and I've been like using that knowledge day by day.
Figure out that I don't have to be this person's content, that person's content fused together to make my own content palatable or interesting. I can introduce my own flair and my own unique things and my own personality into a video and not have to feel like it's not enough.
This has been my first official year as a content creator, and man, has it been an experience. I went from a nobody to 1,200 subscribers in the past 12 months, and considering my reasons for starting, I'm pleasantly surprised by my progress.
Was definitely something that I struggled with in my many years of doing YouTube, but I really think 2023 was the moment where a lot of the fruits of my labor were starting to reap harvest. As you guys saw, we had a video that hit 200K views, and I even got praise from one of my favorite YouTubers. But this stuff doesn't happen overnight. It came with consistently putting out projects and working on what I think made me who I am, and eventually finding a groove that worked for me. And I don't want it to stop there. I want to keep getting better. I want to keep progressing.
I've learned to just take things easy with my content. When it's out, you know, there's no going back. So I'd rather just take my time with my content and not feel like I'm always on a schedule, because, you know, I want to have fun. I want to keep having fun with uploading videos and having these discussions with everyone.
Made a lot of videos I could look back on and not only just be proud of, but enjoy watching. And not only that, but a nigga just uploaded way more videos this year than I did last year.
I think one of the big things that I did last year was that I truly started to find who I was when it comes to being the content creator and the type of content I wanted to make. And I think this year it was all about refining that, understand what that truly means for myself, and how do I execute it. I think that my execution isn't the strongest shit, but I think it's developed the most that it has ever in a long amount of time that I've done content creation.
I typically posted really caring about how people perceived me in a way. I always felt like I needed to say something profound, something critical. On one hand, while I want to make one thing, another video is doing well, and YouTube and the algorithm tells you to milk that content, create another, make a spin on what is working, even though I don't really want to be bound to one thing, right? And so while being so focused on that, I think half of this year was me trying to like cater to it, and then the next half was when I really toned down on trying to make sure that something was moving on screen. I need to keep people's attention, ADHD editing, Subway Surfers. But instead, I decided to just feel confident in my words and my personality. With enough experimenting, I think I'm getting somewhere and it's working, which makes me very, very happy.
Number 2, experimenting and trying new things. Boy, that comfort zone, it is difficult to get out of. I would say experimenting can go many different ways. Obviously, some stuff is gonna work out really well and some stuff not so much. Obviously, I do believe in if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
While experimenting is fun, there is a time and a place. And until I feel comfortable with it, I'm more than happy with just putting all my experiments to the side and enjoying them for myself.
But I also think that in order for you as a creator and artist to consistently keep yourself fresh, for you to not to get tired of the stuff that you're doing, is to kind of branch out, maybe find some new interests, some new topics, some new formats, some new editing styles. It keeps you interested in the stuff you're making, and it can also make sure that your audience doesn't stagnate either.
As far as experimenting with my content creation,
I experimented quite a bit this year. Nothing crazy, just talked about series I never talked about before, made videos on new topics. It's kinda something you just have to do. Trying new things is important because otherwise doing this whole thing gets kinda stale.
I've definitely ventured into making longer videos on a more consistent basis, but I haven't been nearly as creative in terms of executed ideas as I'd like to be, and that's something that I'm aiming to change in the coming years. I said that last year. Forget I said that last year. This time's different for real, for real.
I've never been the best at scripting, but I'm really trying to make an active effort to make my videos a cohesive story that makes everyone feel something by the end, without falling into the pitfall of regurgitating the plot of the content that I'm covering.
I've done a lot of more TikTok-y short type content recently. I'm still dipping my toe into it a little bit more, getting out of my comfort zone and not just re-uploading gameplay from my channel onto, TikTok in the shorts, but I also want to do, maybe more so skits and other little TikTok-y things. You guys get what I'm saying. We all know that I'm not going to dance though. I'm definitely not dancing. No, I'm not dancing. That's out of the question.
TikTok has been so rewarding and enriching for me, and it's really hit my stride as a creator and let me be a lot more experimental. That's why this video looks like this, is because of the influence on TikTok. In fact, the last 2 videos I made on my channel were shot like this. So in a way, it's felt both liberating and, I guess, a little different.
Some of the biggest creators on the platform started with a particular style and slowly changed as they got bigger and bigger. And that's just one form of experimentation. For me, I've always really focused in on doing a lot of scripted stuff, always making sure I wrote down everything that I was thinking, but I attempted to experiment a little bit and try to go off of the dome, just speak from the heart. And a lot of my biggest videos were the ones that were from the top of my brain. Just me being more comfortable in my voice and speaking from the heart seemed to resonate, and it was a lot of fun making those videos.
Trying different thumbnail styles, having certain border styles, having certain fonts, colors, brightness, and I've tried different things, just seeing how people react to it and see the feedback that I get, whether it's in views, people in the comments, or on social media when I tweet it out.
I've done a lot of streaming, which is something I'm not really used to. Talking in front of an audience really helps me with recording these videos that are unscripted. I feel like doing both of those at the same time really helps each one, and I feel like I've kind of gotten in the flow of things, but could still use some work.
Trying to do videos on characters and even just terms in the anime community as a whole is just out of my comfort zone, but just sharing my thoughts on certain aspects of things just makes me more invested in what I want to make in the future of this channel.
Self-filming is the biggest change I did this year. Recording yourself and just the different ways you have to set up the camera, and even when you have to move the camera. That's the trick, because a lot of people think I zoom in on post, and I do sometimes, but sometimes I'm actually moving the camera. I also stopped trying to be so professional. I embraced the shaky cam, or I started holding my camera like a phone and walking around my room and just talking about whatever I wanted to talk about in the script. Instead of, I didn't have to be in front of the green screen. I didn't necessarily have to be as cinematic as possible. possible. I could just grab a camera and go and use a camera like a phone. Really, I started experimenting with stuff like that.
Honestly, I would say what I'm doing right here, definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. I feel like I got so used to sitting in the chair, and I definitely feel like it's because of like how negative being a try hard is. And definitely this year, it kind of taught me that it's cool to be a try hard, honestly, especially if you're really passionate about it. If you're really passionate about something and you want to go in on a video, a story about it, whatever it may be, do that shit, bro. Don't worry about other people thinking, oh, you doing too much. Fuck that.
But like I said, there's two sides to every coin, where some experimentation may work out, some doesn't, which leads into section 3, failure and acceptance. This is just part of the gig. Not everything is going to work out. You're going to hit roadblocks. Some videos are going to flop. Some projects are not going to do as well as you hope. And that stuff can really, really hurt.
Have you dealt with failure this year, and how did you deal with it? Oh boy, you know, you can't have the highs without the lows, right?
Ooh, man, bro.
Everyone experiences failures, right?
Failure is the hardest part of being a content creator, and there's no formula for avoiding it. The fact that you put your heart into something, worked on it morning and night, and it just didn't do that well. It's a killer to motivation.
It can discourage you. It can make you question why you even make stuff in the first place. You speak to any of my close content friends, they'll tell you that there have been plenty of times where I've been caught up in wanting something to do better than it did, being upset about the performance of the video, or even a project not turning out exactly how I thought it was going to, and feeling like I'm just failing, like I'm falling behind. And you can get really wrapped up into those thoughts and feelings.
Due to working a lot and trying to like provide for my house and stuff, putting a halt on like TikTok uploads and just like short form content almost in general, I feel like I failed. Because when I look at like my past self, when like I was on top of it, I was daily uploading and doing everything. But it's like, since I'm taking a different approach with content and focusing on long form content like YouTube videos and stuff, like the short form kind of took a halt. And since I'm working, I can only focus on one at a time. You know what I mean?
As with most YouTubers, you've got to deal with some 10 out of 10s that are very demoralizing. Some videos I worked really hard on flopped or just didn't do as well as I saw them doing.
This year, I got 5 10 out of 10s in a row in YouTube Studio, which was definitely a stab in the heart. It's like being so proud of this art project that you're handing in to your teacher only for them to give it a bad grade.
I think my biggest failure this year was consistency, really. There became a point where I genuinely hated making content, and what's more, I hated editing the content. And I reached this point where I was very flippant, and I would record like 7 videos and be like, oh yeah, these videos are great. And I would go ahead and try and edit them, and I would just hit the Hakai on them bitches. Those bastards are gone, or they're somewhere deep in my hard drive. One way or another, they will never see the light of day.
Some of that has to do with the algorithms, but as a creator that creates for fun and not for financial reasons, for me, failures are always personal. Realizing that I probably chose the wrong format for my audiobooks was a massive slap in the face for me.
I'm not good at marketing the videos, and that's a very big thing on YouTube. So titles and thumbnails, I struggle with.
But these failures of less uploads, less views, less subscribers made me realize that even though these are failures, they allow me to grow as a person. So I'm grateful that I did experience these hard times, because without it, I wouldn't be making content that I wouldn't feel strongly about.
And that's the thing about YouTube for me, is that I am completely accepting the fact that I will make videos that will not be popular or that will not get the views that I think they will get. It's the fact that I made the video anyway, and that I'm proud of the fact that I even made the video in the first place.
And funny enough, I'll say this too, right? Just because you're not looking at a high performing video in terms of views and likes and engagement, I feel like those videos are the ones I'm ultimately most proud of most of the time, aside from maybe my Chainsaw Man video that did very well. Like, I think the ones that I found myself least interested in are the ones that overperformed to my expectations.
It actually made me realize that I make YouTube videos because I enjoy it. It's not for the validation of fireworks if I get a 1 out of 10, which is nice though.
Learn from the mistakes. Accept that it's not always going to work out, and find ways to turn the negative into a positive. Dreams and endgame. This one is a bit of a personal one for me. I am of the huge belief that one of the most important things to have as a human being is ambition, a dream, something to strive for, something that gets you out of bed in the morning. For me, it stands as the consistent reminder of why I make videos in the first place, what makes me want to continue to get better, what am I reaching for, what do I want to gain from all of this, and it helps ground me, constantly reminding myself of my goal. And it can be whatever, big or small.
My future goals would be to do more collabs with other content creators and just meet new people in general. I'd also love to one day get big enough to do events for charity to raise money for people who have the same disability that I do.
Throughout the years, Naruto's reputation has been tarnished a little bit in some ways, and some of the videos out there on YouTube definitely don't help. So I kind of want to be recognized by the Naruto community, I guess, as one of those people that represents the series in a better light. And my channel is still so small, so I still have a long ways to go, but I'm looking forward to the journey, and I'm hoping at some point I can reach that Swag Kage level of status in the Naruto community.
My goal is to live up to my name. No, but in all seriousness, I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for a lot of amazing creators that I grew up watching. So my goal is to do this full time, of course, but ultimately I want to positively influence people with the stuff that I make and hopefully inspire the next generation.
Being able to live off of making videos about series that I love on a regular basis and all the freedom that comes with it is the end all be all. I personally don't think I'm built for a regular job. Y'all are built different. I'm not.
I want to use my platform to create a business to help people that want the same thing that I did, but you know, get a head start. We all know how it is when you don't have the budget to get some of the nicer stuff. When you very first start, it's a struggle, but you know, we did it for fun. And you know, I kind of want to start a business where people can start for fun, start it as a hobby, but have the, you know, the tools to make it a little easier.
The next major goal I'm setting for myself is 10,000 subscribers. But my main just overall goal when it comes to creating content is just to make stuff that people can laugh at and grow familiar with.
Is to be on the level of a Brian F, of a Shinkenzo, paired with that of IFC Yipes, how they are like almost ambassadors for these games that they enjoy, that they put their heart and soul into.
Honestly, my end goal as a content creator is to get as many subs as I feasibly can. The goal is 1 million. That's a lofty goal, but it's something that I've always wanted, and if I can get it, then that'd be pretty neat. I want to have a panel at a convention. Make it the most miserable panel for everyone involved. Torture everyone in the worst way possible and tell everyone it was Johnny Star's fault.
If I'm gonna be honest, I want to be one of the best creators on the platform, no matter what genre. Currently, I'm in the anime and manga community, and I'm having a lot of fun making videos, and I respect every single person who is a part of the community, but who knows where I'm gonna end up in the next couple of years. All I do know is that no matter what I'm doing, I'm the best at it, and I want people to know it. I want to reach more people with my content, so hopefully I can turn this into a full-time thing.
Getting back into my own webcomic, because that's something I have been dreaming of doing for a long time. I started it, but I had no real time and resources to actually get that done. So that's basically one of my end goals.
To be a channel that is able to succeed and is able to do well while being able to tackle these kind of topics and bringing this new side of manga into the forefront, into the eyes of people who may like manga, may be interested in a medium, but they aren't really that in-depth with, and to help other people that are really in-depth into manga to finding a channel where they can hang out and meet other people that like manga as much as they do.
And finally, the most important thing that I learned in 2023 when it came to being a content creator is community and friendship.
Describe how the creative community has affected your content. Have you made friends from content creation, and has that impacted your process?
A lot of people like to say that success is made up of two things. It's passion and luck. But, you know, while those two are very important, I I also say it's the people that you're surrounded by.
I'm gonna keep it 100% real. If it wasn't for the creator community, I probably would have quit a long time ago. Some of my closest friends I've made through making content, and not only that, but they're the reason for my fast improvement.
When you really kind of step back after doing this for a long time, you realize how many people you've met. Especially if you're a bit of an introvert like I can be, it really surprises me how many people I consider friends that I've made from just making videos.
The friends I've made along the way, as cheesy as that sounds, like BR with our podcast and, you know, the broader JJK community, broader creator community has been something so enriching and rewarding. And that includes you, man. That includes you, Johnny. And it's been one of the things that's made this journey a lot less lonely than it was for me at the beginning.
A lot of it is, again, thanks to people like Broken Ronin and No-Op introducing me to more people. I've just met a lot of new VTubers, a lot of new YouTubers who talk to me, made a lot of new friends that just show up on my streams, just talk to me on Twitter all the time, and bouncing ideas off of them. You know, seeing how they operate and seeing how they're growing has influenced me to try to work a little harder and kind of accept that if things don't go my way, there are others who are also struggling alongside me.
There are definitely some that I would say transcend past content creation that I met through content. And quite frankly, those are some of the people that, like, if they ask me for something, I'd just be like, shit, bro. When do you need it?
The creator community is great no matter what niche you're in. I've met people from the fighting game community, from the VTuber community. It's really insane all the people I was able to meet from just making my silly little videos and edits that people seem to enjoy, and me being able to reach out to other content creators that I really enjoy. Some of the friends I've made this year were people that I've been watching their videos for a long time. And in building those relationships, you're going to have people who are going to be in your corner, people who are going to be there for you and support you, people that you can be there for and support. I think embracing the creator community is one of the most important things that you need to do as a content creator.
It's really supportive with people just lifting each other up instead. It's exactly what it should be.
My friends low-key kind of carried me this year, and every year I've been doing content creation, to be honest. Aside from Johnny, who's obviously helped me make some of the best videos I've ever made on my channel, Noah, Shammy, Mikey, Volo, Liv, and plenty of other people have helped me along my journey mentally, and knowing that I had such great people supporting me and also aiming to make great videos was quite the motivator. Now, I won't disclose who it was because some of the people that have been my rivals weren't named, but listen, I'll just say this. I've been known to look at a few channels or a few quality uploads and decide that I need to do better, you know what I mean? So that sort of rivalry, that community, just having people that you can kind of rely on or bounce ideas off of when you need to is something that I think is extremely important.
Having your friends or people around you doing content makes you feel more motivated to make even more content. Since you already done with your video, they're still editing theirs, so you're just like, let me get another video out, you know what I mean? Like, let me get something out, bro. For some of them, I was a viewer first, so being able to like be like with them and like sharing like ideas and like creating content with them, I fangirled inside. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I fangirled a little bit, bro. When I get to like befriend some of those people, it's like my inner child is like, you fucking did it, bro.
Be around others who are as driven as you, who are working towards a similar goal. Like, I think people forget that YouTube is also a social media platform, and social media is made to connect with people. And a lot of my closest friends, my best friends to this day, are people that I've met through YouTube.
I have made lots of friends within the content creator community, and I am super ecstatic and happy that I did, because in my opinion, if you don't have friends or you don't have like-minded people that do the thing that you enjoy, it becomes really stagnant or really hard to remain motivated when it's just you all by yourself. And I'm super privileged to have so many great influential people within the content creation space, and a lot of them might not even know that that's how I view them that way. Like, for instance, Johnny is probably one of the most talented editors that I've ever seen when it comes to gracing the anime scene, and I think a lot of people are slowly acknowledging that. And for me to be able to just one-on-one talk with him as a brother, that's a super lucky thing for me to be able to run across such a gem within the space.
In your niche, reach out, make some friends, build those connections, and just have a good time. Boys and girls, it is that time again. Johnny Star has to go off and spread some Christmas cheer to the rest of the world. Our Christmas special is coming to a close. And unlike last year where I got roasted to all hell by all my friends, this year they decided to leave some messages for all of you up and coming creators or people who just need that extra push. Here is some extra advice from all the people who have helped out with this video. And hopefully you gain some perspective and a new appreciation for your craft. Enjoy.
One form of advice I can give to upcoming creators is just like keep on creating. No matter how big the video does, how little the video does, as long as you're happy with the outcome, that's really all that matters.
Just make stuff that makes you happy. I know it's kind of a cliche where YouTubers will say that they just make videos because they like it and everything else, but it's kind of true. If you make stuff that you like, you'll be happier. And I think your audience can tell when you're really passionate about something.
Be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. I understand that we all want to hit that big number of views, that big number of subs, you know, the clicks and likes and everything. But at the end of the day, what matters most to the people watching is who is the person on the other side of the screen. Are they passionate about what they're making? Are they passionate about what they're telling me about? Because if you aren't, they're going to click away.
You don't enjoy what you're doing, or you don't truly have the passion to do it, then those rough times when content isn't working out for you, when you're going to see them low numbers and you're wondering why, or you can't figure it out for a while, your passion for doing it is the only thing that's going to drive you.
Trust the process. Remember that you are aiming to entertain people and make content that you can be genuinely proud of.
Always continue to work on your skills, whether that be Photoshop, Adobe, DaVinci Resolve, whatever editing software you decide to use. Always, evolve yourself. Keep your mental health strong. Keep your mental fortitude as strong as possible, or just keep working on it. That's the biggest thing, honestly.
Numbers aren't value. Value is value. Don't let your view count, your subscriber count convince you that they are the same thing. That's something that I've learned, and I would hate if I was influenced by those things, Like, no matter the size of your channel, making something and putting it out into the world is a huge achievement. Like, don't let the algorithm tell you otherwise. Don't say your video sucks. You made that, and it's awesome.
I have two pieces of advice. Is don't get into this because you think it's an easy way to get money, or even if just don't get into this if the thing that you want, the goal of your channel is to get money. If you want to join YouTube, to join content creation, be aware it's not an easy road, at least not an easy road if you want to succeed. The way to not give up is to do something that you love. Second piece of advice is get some friends. Try to join the communities. Try to be nice. They will help you.
Keep making videos. I feel like that's kind of cliche, but it's important. And it's cliche for a reason. If you really want this to be a job or a, something to really get you out of, make it out of the hood, for example, it sounds crazy, but you get what I'm saying. Please keep making videos. Keep doing that. Don't stop.
When I say enjoy, it has to be something that you enjoy spending a enormous amount of time on, because you're going to be editing the videos, you're going to be watching the videos, you're going to be consuming content within that community. If you cannot do that for hours out of your day after you get done doing your job, school, whatever you might have going on, don't do it. Find something that you are genuinely passionate about.
Success leaves clues. That is a quote from Grandmaster Jimmy Kim, the 1988 Olympic gold medalist in Taekwondo, and he used it a lot when he trained me, and it stuck with me ever since. All you have to do is be a decent detective.
I think what people are so afraid of is just putting something out there and nobody sees it. But I don't think the important part is that other people see it. I think it's more important that you see it. Every failure is just a build up to your next success, is the way I look at it. And I really wish people would stop looking at these things like you have to be like a hit immediately. If it doesn't work, it's gone, it's done. I'm not doing it anymore. It never works out that way. You're almost never going to be the person that uploads one video and it gets 100,000 views, 1 million views. It just doesn't happen.
Build a community.
don't build views, because a lot of people get views and no community, and the community is what's really going to blow you up. When you get those people that are invested in the stuff you make, that's when you really start feeling the love. That's when you really start feeling this is worth a damn, really. Even if the views don't add up, if you have that community of people that watch you, you'll still feel the love, and it will grow, because those people will spread the word to the people they know, and eventually the algorithm will see that and it will spread. It's happening to me right now. Knock on wood, it continues to happen.
Making videos is something you're gonna have to dedicate yourself to for a long time. So for the sake of your own sanity, at least make sure you're having a bit of fun with what you're doing.
The biggest obstacle you have to going forward is just doing it. A lot of people will say they want to, or they don't know where to start. Just do it. You have to find your footing somehow, and if you don't go out there and fail to begin with, you're never gonna find out what it's like if you succeed. Then again, I'm like a video editor. I don't think that's a good idea to listen to me.
If you have this desire to create something, then just go for it. And don't really be worried about spending money. You can use pretty much anything you have, like a phone or a crappy laptop, and start somewhere. I started with a crappy phone mic and a laptop, and I've gotten better stuff because of it.
This stuff is hard, from the writing to the recording to the editing, and it doesn't always pay off. Just always be willing to learn and improve and move to the next video. As long as you're moving forward to the next thing and taking these experiences with you, I think you're doing something right.
Decide what you want from content creation as concrete as possible, as early as possible. Do you want to do this almost exclusively as a hobby? Is this something you just want to do as a creative outlet? Is it something you want to do to express yourself in a way you can't in your normal everyday life? Or do you want to do this as a future job? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't have one with the other, but it's important starting out that you know exactly what you want.
Have fun, bro. Honestly, I feel like that's mad cliche. I feel like people hear that all the time, but it's not talked about enough. People are too focused on SEO and blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, you got to make sure the first 30 seconds are the most. Have fun with it, bro. At the end of the day, if you're not having fun, you're not going to want to do any of this extra shit to even like get your video optimized. Have fun. Talk about the things you want to talk about. Use the things that you have available to you to make the content. You don't need some expensive camera. I'm recording with my cell phone right now. You don't need some expensive camera. You don't need like crazy lighting or whatever. You just need the want to do it, and you'll figure it out, bro. Just give yourself some time, have fun, and enjoy the process. It's not about getting to that like big subscriber goal or whatever. It's about just enjoying making content and then continuing to want to make better content. That's the best way to put it.
I want to thank every single person who joined this video. You guys are the best. I appreciate you joining in on my little Christmas special here. Thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much. All of my new subscribers and the people who've supported me throughout this year and my process, you guys are the best. We hit some awesome milestones. I finally got monetized. I finally hit 5K. I have so many big things I want to do this year, and I feel like I can truly say that I am the happiest I've ever been. You're not buying this either. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like I said earlier, I am really appreciative to all of the great things that have happened this year. Hitting those milestones really does mean a lot to me, and I do appreciate everyone watching this video, everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's followed me on my socials, all the friends I've made who are watching this. If you've gotten this far in the video, I appreciate you. I feel like the truth is I'm still really struggling just with this whole, life thing. I feel like I don't enjoy things as much as I used to. I feel like I'm not content with just being. I know that sounds kind of shitty. And I feel like something's wrong. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. In so many facets of my life, I feel like I'm messing up, not doing enough, not trying hard enough, not being the person that I could be. I just wish sometimes that like I wasn't me. Sometimes I wish like someone else would take over this, you know? Let me take my hands off the wheel for a little while. I just don't feel like I'm doing a good job a lot of the time. I wish I could just rest. Fucking yawning right now. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That got kind of dark. I just need a nap. Just need a nap. It's a little sleepy. A little sleep. And I'll be good. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next year. Merry Christmas. Peace.